right, so here in our attic we have one of our multiple HVAC systems. Earlier we had already identified the size based off of our data plate information, and we're going to compare that to our condensing unit to make sure they're within about a half a ton of each other. You also want to verify your age. You don't want your age to be too spread apart. In older construction, you may have someone that has changed out half of the system. Now, due to SEER rating changes, you don't want to do that because it may not function properly. In this particular case, we're going to verify our heater package. In your sub panel or your line of sight disconnect, you should have either overcurrent protection here or in your sub panel. This heater package was not marked, so that's something we're going to make note in our report that we could not verify the correct overcurrent protection. Moving down to the system here a little bit, you have your filter access. You want to make note of where your filter access is, whether it's at a wall return, ceiling return, or at the unit itself. Here we're going to pop our filter cover off. We don't have a filter in this particular case, but you'll pull the filter out, take a look at it. You'll also see down inside it here to verify that your coils are clean. That would indicate service if they're not. That could also slow the airflow down on the system, creating colder than normal output temperatures. Now, one of the things that we do with the use of a smoke pen is when the system is running, we're going to check our penetrations or transition points of the panels for the air ingesting. Now, because this is in an attic, we want to do that. If it was in a garage, we would do the same thing. And what you're illustrating is hot, humid air, gas fumes, exhaust fumes from the car running on the lawnmower, pesticides, chemicals, what have you. So you'll simply just take your smoke pen, pull out some wick, light it, and once you get a good burn going, you'll generate that clean white smoke, right? And it's also a good thing. It's just a good illustration for your client to show that, and if this were running, you would be drawing in air into this particular system, because I can basically shove my finger through that line set penetration. So that's something that you'll want to pay attention to. Moving along onto the system, make note of your ductwork. We have flexible duct with fiberglass ductboard. Take a look at it, make sure your connections are clean. In this particular case, they're all masked together, which is typical for this age of construction. But in older houses, you're probably going to have zip tie connections. You may even have duct tape connections. This is a metallic insulated flex pipe. In some older construction, you're going to have hard, rigid metal that's wrapped in insulation. You're going to have all fiberglass ductboard, or you may even have a product called Grayflex. Grayflex is a known defective product, and the reason it's not good anymore is because the material on the outside deteriorates with UV exposure, and it'll just crumble and fall apart. And all the insulation inside of this, it'll be left exposed, and you'll lose efficiency.